Hey, good morning, world. How y'all doing out there today? Again, this is Marcus L. Lewis, and I hope and pray that you all had a blessed and wonderful, prosperous and successful weekend. And we're certainly glad unto the Lord that He has allowed us to see yet another day. And again, I've come to you on today just to inspire, to motivate, and to encourage you to dream big. And if you're not going to dream big, I just suggest unto you that you don't dream at all. Because at the end of the day, with a little bit of faith and some determination, coupled with some consistency, and of course, you got to have some discipline. And whatever you put your mind to do, I believe you can do it. So I just want to share with you on today as to how I got started. And I told you on last week that, I met my wife at the age of 19 years old, and we got married when I was about 21 years old. And I do want to share this. I have to share this just to be a bit transparent, just allow you to see that, again, I'm an average Joe. I mean, if you looked at the video on last week, then versus now, you saw exactly, where I came from as a child. That house is still standing there. And again, God has blessed, my wife and I to be able to come from situations like that and to provide a decent and life for my family. And so I met my wife at 19, got married at 21. But I must share this. On the night that my wife and I got married, my family came in from Baton Rouge. About 15 to 20 folks came to the wedding. I had a phenomenal event. After the reception, they went back to the hotel. So my wife and I, we go off to our hotel to have our sort of a honeymoon experience. And so as I get to the countertop to give the receptionist my credit card to secure the room for the night, guess what? My credit card declined. Yes, true story, y'all. My credit card declined. I mean, think about it. On my wedding night, it happened to me. So I told you previously that my wife had phenomenal credit. She managed it well. She leveraged it well. She was taught well. I had to look at her and say, hey, babe, can I use your credit card? She humbly, handed the credit card over to me. The receptionist swiped the card. And of course, the charge went through, and we standing there in the lobby with my tuxedo on. She's got her wedding gown on, and her husband, her groom, who she just married just a few hours earlier, didn't have $100 and some available credit on a credit card, so he might secure a room so they can consummate their marriage and then begin a fresh start in their life. But I tell you, she didn't give up on me. You're talking about ride or die. My wife epitomizes the phrase ride or die. And so we go up to the room, I pick her up, I carry her over the threshold. And of course, we enjoyed our evening that night. But the point is, where I'm at today, I haven't always been here. I haven't always been here. And so after that, we rented an apartment. We stayed in an apartment for 1 solid year. And in the course of that apartment, there was a real estate agent who was coming around the apartment complex, soliciting her business. She was a real estate agent by the name of Willie Brown. Shout out to Willie Brown. I've been knowing her for maybe 28 years or so, because she is the one who was sort of inspirational in my wife and I getting our first property, the first house I bought at the age of about 22 years old. And so Willie Brown had this house buying seminar. Can't exactly remember where it was to this day, but I think it was like a hotel conference room, if my memory serves me correctly. But she had this house buying seminar at the hotel. So we took the flyer that was on the door. We called, we registered. We went to the house buying seminar, and at that particular point, at the conclusion of the seminar, Willie Brown, who has about maybe 45 years experience in the real estate game today. And so she asked us about our credit. Now, as I said before, my credit wasn't all that great. I was the same guy just a few years earlier when he had gotten his first credit card, going to 7-Eleven, buying chili cheese dogs, and maxed out the credit card, wasn't paying his credit card bill, wasn't keeping his financial obligation, wasn't paying his debt. I was that same guy. And so when she wanted to get our social security numbers to access our credit report, hey, I got to admit, I was a bit shy. I was a bit embarrassed, but she was able to retrieve the credit report, and she told us exactly what we needed to do in order to secure a mortgage for our first house. And so we did exactly that. There were some items on my credit report that we had to get squared away, some late payments that we had in times past. And so she suggested unto us just to write a letter, explaining why you were late on your financial obligations to your creditors. And we did exactly that. And so she pushed the application through to the loan officer. Guess what? We got financed. We got financed for a $97,000 house in 1993. Now, mind you, nearly $100,000 house in the year of 1993, man, that's like buying, $1 million property today. I mean, I was a young E4 in the Navy, and my wife had just really begun her career in the industry that she was working in. And so to get qualified with a loan, being a veteran with the VA loan with $1 down, $1 down. So we had to bring $1 to the closing so we can secure a $97,000 loan. So that's was a starting point for me. That's sort of where it all began for me. Understanding how credit worked, leveraging credit, again, getting information and insight and guidance from folks who had experience, like Willie Brown and several others. As a matter of fact, she's still the agent that I use today whenever I want to secure some property here in this local area where I reside. And so, but just getting the necessary knowledge from experienced folks. And let me pause here parenthetically to put this plug in as well. Listen, surround yourself with like-minded people. Surround yourself with people who have a desire to be as successful as you are. You remember the old adage, right? Birds of a feather flock together. And secondly, if you're the smartest individual in the group, I highly recommend that you find yourself a new group. You should never be the smartest individual in your group. Why? Because you limit yourself. You only know so much. You only know what you know. And what you don't know, you don't know. So it would behoove you. It is imperative that you develop you a network of individuals, business partners, friends, whatever the case may be, that can help catapult you to your next successful venture in life. Because we are limited, but don't limit your resources. And dream big. I encourage you to dream big. If you're not going to dream big, don't dream at all. Do not dream at all. And so from that particular point, we stayed in that house for 5 years. For 5 years before we were encouraged, really me encouraged by my wife to move on to something bigger, to something better. And we did exactly that. But for me, that's where it all started for me in this real estate industry, purchasing my first house at the age of 22 years old, learning about credit, learning how to leverage credit, learning how to be responsible and paying my bills on time. Because at the end of the day, if a lending institution look at your credit report and see that you're not paying a $300 or $400 limit on a credit card on time, nowhere in the world they're going to lend you $50, $60, $70, $100,000 mortgage. No, it just simply doesn't work like that. It really doesn't work like that. And so if you listen to this video on today, I encourage you to follow me as I come to you weekly or 5 days a week. And not only follow, but like the video and share the video. I want to get this word out to as many people as possible. You know, maybe you don't need it, but share it with someone who may. They just may need it. They just may need information. They just may need just some encouragement, some words to motivate them to go to their next level of success in their life. And so again, I'm going to conclude this video on today. And so have a blessed day, a wonderful day. And remember, dream big. If you're not going to dream big, don't dream at all. Take care. God bless you.